Hello, everybody, and welcome back once again to Kureon. It's been a while. Well, in the meantime, though, you have had two, which I hear apparently incredibly amazing one shots, which I haven't got around to watching yet because I've been super tired. But we're back now. I'm, of course, Stuart, your Dungeon Master, and shall we have a quick recap of what happened last time? Because it's been a bit ago. All right. So, when we last left our adventurers, they found themselves in Dalneln at last. And they had a bunch of things that they wanted to do around town. They spoke to a an enchanter who they wanted to enchant and turn into a weapon the tail of the Captapass that they had cut off back in the swamp. Uh, Namari wanted to get some reagents, and then they went to go speak to the leaders of the town to find out what had happened to them on the road coming into here. They had engaged with a cult. After speaking to the Magus, Tilmarian, at the local branch of the Arcana Casedom, they learned that this was part of a cult known as the Dust Grave that had been causing a ruckus in some regard around the town in recent weeks. And they were told that the hideout of the Dustgrave had actually been found, and the party was asked to go investigate it. So they spent the rest of the day while the Magus looked over the item that they had found on one of the cult members, just relaxing, getting up to a few different things. And we left with Tristan just returning home, well, back to the inn, as the sun began to set. And the rest of you were already in the inn at that time. You, Namari, had collected your reagents. Everyone was back. Gun was no longer hungover. So that's where we begin. The soft music being played by a small number of musicians in the corner stage where the day prior Tristan had become the Bard in Black echoes around the quite full tavern at this point in time. Various different peoples of all walks of life have come together at the end of the day now to enjoy some libation and some chatter. The barmaid, Astrid, is, of course, with the usual grace that you've known her to have in your time staying here, serving drinks to everyone, and the smell of various different foods emanates from within the kitchen. You're all sat at the table, pretty similar to where you were sat before, slightly in the back. All of you are there right now, apart from Tristan, who is currently walking home. Oh, it's not walking home, it's walking here. So, what would you like to do?
What was our time frame on getting more information back from that dude?
He said, Tomirian said that he would know more in the morning. Give him a day, he said. And you went to see him in the morning, so yeah, Tomirian.
Yeah. Did we need his information before we went darting off towards?
It was to do with the crystal we'd found, that they'd been using to cast magic from.
So that's probably useful.
That's up to you whether it's useful or not.
What do we think, folks?
I will actually excuse myself for a moment. After dinner at this point? Is it? Where are we again? Like, time-wise? On the day?
It's sort of dinner time, yeah. Sundown. So, it's summer, so probably talking like 7 or 8-ish. Yeah.
So, I was probably a bit giddy and not really paying attention throughout dinner, what was being talked about, and will excuse myself as soon as possible.
You notice as you're getting up to go, a boy, maybe early teens, begins wandering through the tavern, and you see they're looking around, and they've got a satchel, like a postman's cap on. And as they see you, go, excuse me, miss. I've got a parcel for you here. A letter.
Me?
Yes, you. I was told that the girl with the puffy hair...
That's actually in a braid. I mean, sort of went incognito.
Well, the girl with the bright orange hair, then. Do you like the letter or not?
Do you know who sent it?
Afraid not. I'm just a courier. I don't pick up the letters. I just deliver them.
Can I insight check that?
Of course.
I'm paranoid. That's a rolled 12 plus 2, 14.
Seems truthful enough. Seems honest.
Okay, fine. And I give him a silver.
Oh, cheers, miss. Not supposed to take tips, but I don't tell
won't
them.
tell if you won't tell.
Exactly. Good business, you know. Right, pip pip then. I'll be seeing you. He jogs off out of the tavern.
I'll be going upstairs with a letter and opening it in private.
Okay.
Yeah, Tilly, I reckon no time like the present. Let's go, let's do it. I mean, obviously we have to wait for fucking Sir Fancy Pants and his new fucking big black cloak to arrive, whatever he's doing, but you know.
And for Namira to finish reading whatever that is.
Yeah,
I imagine it's terrible, just knowing her in general.
Yeah, somewhat dodgy. It's probably like a recipe for like foot stew, you know.
Check.
Yeah.
Person steak. You know, she's like...
I wouldn't put money on it being something good.
But, do we want to wait for this fucking magic guy to check the thing out, or are we just going? Or...
I mean, magic stuff's never really been my forte, so...
Yeah.
It's up to everyone else, really.
See, I haven't found any magic I can't stop with an axe. And I've got 2 of them now.
2 of them?
Yeah, I got 2 battle axes from the guys.
You got more. You got the 2 hand axes.
Well, I've got but like battle axes. You know, they're my shit.
So what you're saying is we don't have to worry about magic at all?
No!
Sounds good to me then.
And it's at this moment that Tristan, you walk through the door.
Do I spot everyone then? I'm assuming.
You do. You see them.
Yeah.
You see Gunn loudly proclaiming that they don't need magic. Probably slamming a fist on the table as she does it. Yeah.
Working on my second hangover of the day.
Yeah. It's not a hangover if you don't stop drinking.
Exactly.
But then the accumulated hangover might just kill you.
That's why I'll just never stop drinking, and then I can't die. I will be immortal.
She's discovered immortality. Yeah, I'll walk over and sit down. So, what's up?
We're probably going to go knock over that place today.
Today? Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, why not?
Go at nighttime, they're all asleep, boom.
I mean, unless they're not.
People sleep at night, Tristan.
It's a half day's walk there.
We'll strike early in the morning then.
People sleep in the morning too.
I've seen you at 4 o'clock in the morning. You are ready to do shit.
Yeah, well, yeah, because that's 4 o'clock in the morning.
Exactly. So we turn up 4 o'clock in the morning, kick some doors in, smash some faces, boom, problem solved.
Yeah, but that's because we don't have a hideout, and if we had a hideout, I'd assume that someone would be kind of watching it at all points in the day.
Right, that's why you get rid of the person doing the watching first.
That is a fair point. I can't argue with that logic.
Send the small deadly one and Swamp Thing. Boom, boom, out they go. Done. In we waltz. kick some faces in, you know,
Well, you
give him
can
a bit
waltz.
of this and give him a bit of that, and then we win.
The most surprising part of that is you said you can waltz.
You fucking don't know even a modicum of my skills, Tristan. One day I will. I'm not going to show you my dancing. You're not prepared for my dancing.
It's just
Okay. I look forward to not seeing that then, maybe at some point, possibly.
Mm.
Okay, that's agreed.
It's like we never had a break.
I think I'm having a break right now.
Have a Kit Kat.
You're not you when you're hungry?
Well, that's a Snickers, not a Kit Kat. God, Stuart.
Get your headphones straight.
So, what exactly are you doing now?
Well, what time of day is it now for us? Sorry.
About 7.
About 7, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, if it's going to take us time to get there, that might be, like, the smart thing. Because if they leave in the morning to go, like, harass people, there'd be less of them.
Mm-hmm.
That is true.
So what? Do we head out, camp near them? Because we'll have to rest before we fight.
We'd have to camp somewhere, like, very sneaky.
Yeah, camp somewhere sneaky, near them. Morning rolls around, they piss off to go be dickheads on the road, and we just... Then that's the point. That's the time we strike. That's a great idea.
Sounds good to me.
Why not?
Do you think, Ronan?
I don't like a part of the idea, and that is if we let them go off in the morning and strike the camp, and we wait for them to come back, it's very possible someone else gets killed on the road. If we wait for them to go out in the morning and take out the party that's going to the roads, and then we make our way back, then less people are hurt that are not cultist scum.
That's true. And if we take out the away party, then we're not going to have someone walk up on us from behind while we're clearing out the camp if we take too long.
If there's magic involved, though, they might be able to teleport back. They've already disappeared once, so it's risky either way. If we attack the camp and they can somehow send magical messages, or one can disappear and get the away party to come back, we'll be caught from both sides. If we attack the away party and one of them gets away, to get back to camp, we'll have the whole camp coming after us or on high alert. If we can scout the party that's leaving and we can focus down just all of our power, gonna just get right in on top of one of the people holding the little orbs, because we've seen that they have the what was it, like tear stones or something, like jagged tear stones?
Yeah, it looked like a teardrop, but it was all jagged, uncut, and rough.
If we see any of those, the person holding that dies first.
That was what you gave to Dalneln for him to research.
It's unspotting, but yeah, let's jump on the squishy ones first, because they're probably the most likely ones to, you know.
So, as you're having this conversation, you hear the grating sound of a chair being pushed back across the wooden floor. You know, the sound of wood on wood, that sound. And you see now, as one of the patrons at the bar has stood up, there's a very large gentleman in what looks to be some sort of low-level craftsman's clothing. You know, end of the day, he's just put down his tools and come over like a carpenter or such. He stood up and he's towering now, this big man over this quite short-looking, powdered nose, you know, fiddler's tunic nobleman who's going, oh. Well, just because you're bigger than me doesn't mean you're wrong or right. Right, that's what I meant to say. Well, I'm not backing down, even if you are twice my height.
I'd like to quietly walk over there and, like, kick the back of this guy's knee so he falls over.
Which one? The noble or the?
The big boy.
Okay. Make a strength check for me.
Cool, I love you.
We don't even know what they're arguing over.
That's fine.
Nope.
We'll find out when they're on the floor. That is a 16.
Okay, so you walk up behind this huge fellow, and you just like, oh, I've done this before. You just get your hands and just smack them into the back of this guy's knee, and he just crumples down in front of you and looks up and says, "Excuse me, what do you think you're doing?"
Find out what this is about.
And Noble's like, "Ha, see, taken down by one of your own kind." This.
I give him like a jab as well.
Oh, sorry. This rather uncouth fellow was denying my claims Lady Valgarian is the true ruler of Dalneln.
I look at Tristan. Wait, Tristan. I don't know any of this.
Do I know any of this?
The Valgarian family are the House of Dalneln. They are not the ruling house, though they are the hereditary ruling house prior to the military, the militaristic march law being put in place. They were the rulers. Before Dalneln was part of Calrim, the Valgarians were the rulers of this area, this Shattered Coast.
Right. Okay. I mean, in terms of birthright, I suppose, yeah, that's kind of true.
We believe that the Valgarians are the true rulers and that military rule is no longer required in such a time of peace.
And who's this we?
We, the more civilized members of society, the ones with education.
Wow, and you chose to drink in here with all of us. We are truly blessed.
I'll have you know that this is a high-class establishment for all members of society.
So why are you picking on other people in here?
I wasn't actually. He started the conversation. I just wouldn't back down. My mother told me to always have a backbone, even if it gets broken a couple of times. She died.
A broken back?
I would guess.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Those damn cracks in the pavement.
No. Boating accident.
Condolences.
Yes. Anyway, thank you for dealing with this gentleman. I believe I'll be taking my leave now.
Mm-hmm.
Goodbye. And he gets up, and you see as another table off to the side, 6 people also get up there, all similarly dressed, just very, noses upturned, snooty, and all make their way out of the tavern with him.
As they walk in, I'd like to sort of do, watch out, and like point at the floor, just to make them look down.
One of them will go, ooh. I'll give a glare back to you as they all walk out.
I help the big boat back up.
Quite an army on you for such a small one.
That's what they tell me.
Why are you intervening in other people's business anyway?
I just don't like bars getting too noisy. Also, I like hitting people.
Not Simia. So, yeah. I'll be going now then. And guy outside may welcome.
Who actually started that?
I did.
You did? Okay, fair enough. At least you're honest.
Sorry, but those nobles, they think they know what's best for them. House Valgarian hasn't ruled here for ages. And yeah, sure, Aldris is a military leader, but she doesn't treat us as such. This ain't martial law. Just happens to be that she knows how to fight and how to lead.
If I know anything about nobles, is that they always think they know what's best for everyone.
Yeah. It's not to say Lady Valgarian ain't smart. She's very smart. Very pretty too. That helps at court, I hear. Smarts helps too. She doesn't have people's support. Always very noble and airy fairy,
Yeah. Unfortunately, though, whoever's at the top, military or noble or what have you, the people at the bottom will always suffer from something. Doesn't really matter who's on the top.
We suffer as little as we can, you know. Usually it's things outside of their control that make us suffer.
That is very true.
Eldritch ain't bad. Should beat you in a fight. Anyway, I'll be going now. Pleased to be meeting you all. Have a good day.
I'll go
Stands up
sit back
again
down.
to his full height and walks out.
Look at you, Miss Punchy.
Was any of that useful information?
You asking
Maybe
me?
if we come back.
I was talking to like Tristan, I assume.
Sorry, I was drinking. Well, I mean, there's been a bit of what's the word? Divided tension. There always has been, really. It's just part of life here, I suppose. Everyone's got their opinions on how things should be run. We just saw those opinions in play, that's all.
Okay. Well, back to our plan. We just have to wait for Namira, I guess? Did she come back down? Okay, so we're still just chilling, waiting for you.
By about this time, I'd say that you've finished casting your ritual.
In the shape of a magpie.
Yes. You have a magpie. It sits on your shoulder. It's very quiet. Doesn't speak.
That's fine with me. Still traumatized.
PTSD.
Still, yeah. I will. I will stay in my room for a little while after the ritual. Reading the letter many times. Making about 7 different plans. And then going back downstairs.
Okay. So as you see, Namari comes back downstairs and she has a magpie sat on her shoulder. It looks normal, but there is a glint in its eye, which tells you it's not quite a natural being.
I think we probably all started getting like bored of waiting at this point.
I sit down and put the letter on the table.
Well, it's one for sorrow.
You put the letter on the table?
Yeah.
Alright, let me just give everyone this.
Oh boy. I definitely saluted the magpie. Sorry, you always salute magpies.
Always salute magpies when you see them. 1 for sorrow, 2 for joy, 3 for gold, 4 for wood,
I think one is quite
5 for
appropriate.
gold, 6 for silver.
Oh. Oh.
So, you all see this letter in front of you now. And it reads, as you can see. The injustice of your mother's death was not by our hands. Meet me at Davina's Rock at midnight. Come alone. They watch even the shadows. Your former Duke.
I told you there's no unresolved business with the Grin. And I thought that was true. They are thorough. I vowed to give them my life. When I broke that vow, they took another life. That's what I thought. That's what I believed until just now. And I'm not entirely sure what to believe now, so I'm not in in any state to make decisions that are smart right now. Not that you are much smarter in decision making. I think that's why we get along so very well. But
Well, obviously you've got to go.
Well, let's not be too hasty. I feel like we will end up going, but we should at least think this through first. How
I mean-
likely is it for there to be a former Duke still living?
And we're not letting her go alone, right?
I have, and I point at the magpie. I have a way to have eyes in the sky now. I've got help, but I don't know if I don't know. I really don't.
So a change of plans, I guess.
Hmm.
Okay. So
There's no way you're not gonna go. Like, if I have to like throw you there, you're going. Because I'm like, you need to find out about this shit. I'm too fucking nosy. I want to know what that's about. I mean, obviously, go alone is fucking bullshit. We'll be there, like, whether you like that or not.
I really just want to go away. I mean, can we just leave town? Is that? I mean, what do we have to do here? Not much, right?
I mean, as an expert in leaving town, it doesn't usually help a whole lot.
Like, at this point, Guns' face just looks fucking super offended, as if, why is that even an option you've considered?
as Tilly says that, though, the patron walks past, completely drunk out of the hands, like, "Wait, are you Tilly Tout?" Stumbles back across.
No.
Would I know when he says the former Duke? Would I know who that is exactly? Have I met
I
them?
think
in
your
my
former
position?
Duke, as
I
in
know,
the,
as in I'm no longer there.
yeah.
So
you never
that's
met
why
the Duke.
former. But
You never met the Duke.
I never met. Yeah.
You always met sort of go-betweens.
Okay. They wouldn't care. They wouldn't care if it weren't for something that they want, that they need me for. Of course, they style themselves dukes and lords, and but I doubt they would give a damn about from a Korea what that Korea thinks of them. There's more to it, and I don't want to find out. I don't.
You don't want to find out who is really responsible for your mother's death? You don't want to get
does it
that
change,
sorted?
Gun? What does it change? It changes nothing.
It means you can bring fucking justice to your mother. I wasn't lying when we were in the provost's house and I said I had a book. That book has one name in it. And that name, well, all I'm saying is you find out you can do something. You can get justice for your mother.
Won't bring it back.
No, I won't.
I mean, it's like closure, right?
But it means the next person won't have to suffer. The next person won't lose their mother. You bring that person down, you stop it. And yeah, it's not going to bring your mum back. But it's doing something. It's better than running away.
It's worked out so far.
Has it though?
It feels like everywhere we go,
Drag me
there's
back into-
someone
Okay,
who doesn't like you.
I mean, does running away work? We came back here and you were terrified. You've changed your whole look. You've changed how you act. You aren't being yourself. Clearly, running away hasn't helped you.
At least not the direction we're in. So, what's Davinus Rock?
If I go,
Oh, you won't know. So.
I was asking the table.
All right. Well, obviously Namari and Tristan would both know this, but Davina's Rock is a large rock that juts out. It's like 10 minutes walk around the lakeside. It juts out over the lake. It's got a bench on the top. In spring, it's where young couples go, but its most important thing is in autumn. It is where proud children take their mothers to sort of celebrate their mums. And there's a small festival which goes on around Davina's Rock every year, because in ancient legend, Davina's Rock was where the first Valgarian, Baltair, waited for 10 moons for the return of his mother, Dalvin's army.
Wow, what a fucking knife in the ribs that place is.
Symbolism.
I will go and find out what he has to say. It'll be, it'll be some form of either pretense or just strategically placed information to get us, because of course they know who I'm with. Of course, they're watching from the shadow. To get us to do the dirty work for them, to do their bidding. That's how they work. They don't do anything out of the goodness of their heart. Who does?
So what's the plan?
I didn't actually catch that. Sorry.
I said, so what's the plan?
If you're going, I don't think we should be too far behind. But hear me out. I don't think we should be too far enough that they're comfortable that you're alone. But I don't know how far can your eyes in the sky be from you.
100 feet.
I hope that's far enough.
Yeah, we can post up. Something goes wrong, send your spooky ass bird, and boom, there we are.
I mean, I can do my best to not be me.
I mean, there's a few of us not naming names, and I give like a look to Ronan that are pretty, inconspicuous, whether it be looks or smells. So, Tristan could maybe be closer in this, whatever this is that he does. But we're going to have to hang back.
Yeah, for one, I can look like anyone I want. I have a disguise that doesn't require magic, and I can be invisible. Or someone else can be.
I mean, being invisible sounds like a a pretty useful thing for us right here.
Mm-hmm. That's not a bad idea. One of us is invisible. Tristan is someone else. Ronan, you could post up like 300 feet away and kill him with your fucking crossbow. You're that good, that probably. Tilly, you just, I don't know. If I just put you on a roof, you can fly at him from somewhere. I don't know. Whatever it is you do.
How far can you jump?
Not far enough to get that from our roof.
You're
Like
probably
a
not
drop
that
bear.
Yeah, do you have fly?
Oh my god, flying Tilly.
God, it is a drop.
Flying invisible.
It
Tilly.
is. It is
shit.
This is
such
this
a
is a
willing
bad idea.
creature.
Flying
mean-
invisible Tilly. Is
You
it a
just hear
bird? Is it a
scream
plane?
and then
Whack.
So,
I don't know what's going to happen if they notice you there.
what are you doing until the time comes to go?
Nothing.
Would I know that that place is pretty deserted at midnight, or is there any festivity? Are there any festivities going on at this point of the year?
Around this point of the year, there? No, it's around midnight. It's pretty deserted usually. So
I will.
maybe the odd, wistful couple.
I will have. I'll probably go back to my room for a little while. Be sending the magpie out, scouting around the inn, paranoid.
Okay.
I'm gonna have
So-
pints and brood upon fucking Namari's
Yes.
cowardice.
Namari retreats up to her room. A serving staff appears out of nowhere and is like, "Hey everyone, can I get you some food? We've got 3 things on the menu tonight. We have rabbit's breast, we have pigeon, and we have some beef."
I'm fine for now, thank you.
I think I want to go hide out near this rock in advance, actually. Maybe
Yeah,
like an hour
serve that,
before.
but have fun.
How's some of the whatever the beef is?
Mm. Beef.
It's Calvin beef. It's a beef Wellington.
Hey Stuart, I'd like to go hide out by this rock an hour in advance, please.
Okay, good to know. So you excuse yourself from the table. Well, you probably don't even excuse yourself from your table. You probably just leave. Tilly just leaves.
I go up to my room, and instead of disguising self, I'm actually going to use my disguise kit.
Okay.
And I have a costume in the entertainer's pack and the whatever comes in the kit.
So as you retreat upstairs, Tilly walks out. Ronan, you and Gunn are left there, and the waitress takes your order, and you give her a silver or so for the food, and she goes off. And not long she comes back with this piping hot plate of food. It's in a wooden sort of old platey bowl style things.
Mm-hmm.
She hands it over to you and says, "Enjoy. Would you like a drink with that?"
No, I'm fine, but more beer here on the other one.
It's all right, and sort of clears the 10 cups away from Gun. As she goes, and as you eat and Gun drinks, the time slowly ticks away. Tilly, you begin wandering over in the direction you were pointed to, and as you get near the dockside here, near the lakeside, you can quite clearly see in the distance with the moonlit night this large rock that juts out. Think like a pride rock in Lion King style. Juts out of the edge of the water. and there's a large tree that's grown on top of this rock, and you can see from here. Make a stuff check for me.
Sure.
And Tristan, I'd like you to make a disguise roll.
Which is, I've never done that before.
Deception, please, but using your intelligence.
Oh, damn it.
That is
It's a good thing deception's high as fuck.
What was that? Sorry?
13.
13. Okay. So you make your way around, and as you get closer, you notice that there's a bench at the top of this rock. All in all, this rock's probably maybe 30 feet up, all said and done, to the top. As you get close, there's very little places to hide in a decent proximity to this rock. The only real place that you could hide anything around here would be under the rock, under the water where it overhangs, or in the tree.
Yeah, I was going to say, the tree's big enough for me to hide in, right?
Yeah, it's a pretty big tree. It's a willow tree, so you get the front hanging down.
Okay, I'd probably climb up in that and try and put myself in the center of the branches where the tree, where it's all thickest.
Like Rafikiing it to continue using Lion King references.
I mean, I'm going to be there for an hour, so I'd probably find somewhere I can at least sit.
Okay. So as you do that, what do you get for your disguise roll?
21.
21. 21. All right. So, as the time passes and the hour begins to draw closer, Tristan, what are you disguising as?
My alter ego, Carlo Goldini, the textiles merchant. He's in his early 50s. And he's a modest man, self-made, a little rugged, but he's refined himself over the years as his business has done quite well.
Okay. Good to know.
And as soon as the disguise is finished, I would have actually liked to go to leave the tavern.
Okay.
And go to a different tavern and have a couple of drinks before going at midnight.
Okay. So you find a small tavern, which is known as the Serpent and Fox. You see a little. It's a two-story tavern. It looks like it's been built in between two other buildings.
Right.
It's tall and slender. And you go in there, and there's a lot less people in here. It's further out from Midridge Square. You have a couple of drinks in there. The rest of you see someone you've not seen before wander downstairs, quite unassuming. Walk outside. None of you any the wiser that Tristan's just passed you by, because that's a very high disguise roll.
It's a good thing I've got expertise in deception, because I originally would have rolled higher, but obviously you said intelligence based, not charisma.
Yeah.
But thank you anyway.
So, you're drinking in the other tavern. You're in a tree. You're eating beef Wellington. Sorry, cowroom beef. And you're getting drunk, as usual, while being angry. Angry drinking, rage drink.
Look, not angry. Broody, sulky drinking. There's a difference.
That's angry in dwarf.
Just disappointed.
Yes, I'm not angry, just disappointed.
That's angry in dwarvish. It's all the same word. They have, every emotion apart from happy is the same word, and it translates literally to angry. You're disapangriated. Works better in my head.
Uh-huh, yep.
So, Namari, as the hour draws closer.
I'll be early.
Okay.
I'll be super early. I'll probably be there just after 11 or something.
Okay, make a perception check for me, please.
Nope. 10.
Okay. You don't seem to notice anything out of the ordinary as you look up there, look around the area. And you've probably come around here a couple of times in your youth. The magpie probably brought you here because sometimes kids like to dive off the top of the rock. It's very mischievous and parents tell them not to do it. But right now it's calm and it's serene. The water is almost mirror finish right now. And the sky is clear. You can see all of the stars out above you, the constellations. And in the center of the lake, you see, as you have seen every single time you have looked across the lake, and that is the Moonlit Tower, this tall rook that sits on a small island in the center of the lake. And the moon, Endil, sits behind it and illuminates the entire lake, coloring the front of your face with moonlight. Tristan, what are you doing right now?
I would have headed up that way at this point. Probably smoking the pipe and acting a little bit more drunk than I actually am.
Okay.
I want to have Magpie either in a tree or flying above if it's not too out of place.
Okay.
And while I sit down on the bench waiting, look through the bird's eyes at the scenery below.
Yeah. So you look and you see no one appears to be coming for a long period of time. You see an older gentleman smoking his pipe, seems to be wandering closer to the area. But nothing more, but I would like you to make a perception check, please.
16?
Okay. So, you don't see anything, but as close as you can tell to being midnight without any form of timekeeping, you begin to hear a sound behind you. At this point in time, Tristan, whereabouts are you?
I would have probably done getting there a little bit earlier-ish, done a bit of a lap around the pool just to see what would be a decent vantage point that wouldn't look too conspicuous.
Okay.
Would there be?
I mean, the area around around Dalneln is quite flat, apart from to the south. So there's probably not too many places you can hide, but
I'm not too bothered about hiding. It's more a case of just looking like someone who's wandered out to sit by the water and look at the stars, but close enough in case I hear commotion.
That you could sit within sort of a good viewing distance of the rock and and just relax, as it were.
That's what I would like to do.
Okay. So as it comes close to midnight, Tilly, could you roll a perception check for me as well, please?
I sure can.
Begin to hear
That is a
footsteps,
perception. That's a 12. I rolled a 6.
accompanied by what appears to be a walking stick, wood, clicking on the stone of the rock. You didn't see them coming, but apparently they made their presence known close. And walking up behind you, you hear them, a hand comes onto the bench, sort of shuffles around, very sort of elderly shuffling, and sits down on the bench next to you. And as you look over, you see a tall, but otherwise fairly unassuming old woman, probably 65, 70 years old, long silver grey hair, thin rimmed spectacles on her nose, a very long, thin nose. Well, I'm glad you came, Namari. I was in two minds as to whether you would.
I wasn't going to. Till I did.
I just want you to know that we had no parts in anything to do with your mother. We didn't learn about it until after you left town.
It was made very clear to me that you don't just leave the Grin. That you pay a price. A life for a life, I believe the words were.
No. That isn't our way. We're thieves, yes, scoundrels, blackguards, of course.
Liars.
Murder is not our forte, not our place that we spend our time. It happens sometimes, but we certainly don't kill family members of people that want out.
That's very noble of you. Forgive
I know
me
the
if I
noble
don't believe you right away.
noble styling, the noble affairs, but in this instance, I am telling the truth. I have no reason to lie to you. I have no intention of inviting you back in. I know that you want out, and I know that you'll probably never want to deal with it properly again. In your situation, I'd do the same.
So understanding, so kind.
I'm not trying to be understanding. I'm not trying to win you back anything such way. I know that connections are gone.
What are you trying to do then? Why are
I'm
we
trying
here?
to get you justice.
I want to inside
We saw
check
you
what
walk into
she's.
the gate. We saw you walk into the gate. We saw you enter Dalneln once again. How you changed everything coming in because you were scared of us. You did not want us to contact you again.
Of course not.
But I wanted to make sure, crystally clear, that we have no unfinished business. And I wanted to make sure that you understand what we are and what we are not. And to do the most sweetest thing, to get you vengeance.
I want to inside check.
Sure.
Basically.
Go for it.
Can I do it from up in the tree as well?
Absolutely.
20, not natural.
Okay.
Let me check mine. Well, I have a +0 to insight, 17.
Nice. She does not appear to be hiding anything back. She's not trying to deceive you in any way, from what you can tell. The usual lying techniques that you've heard people from the Grin use and such don't seem to be here. She seems to be being quite earnest. Her body language is relaxed.
Why? I was no one special in the Grin.
You weren't, no. But
You just care so much for your employees. If you want something, you must want something. You always do.
no, we don't. But if people believe that we kill people, it's bad for our reputation, so I suppose that's a bonus if you figure out that it wasn't us. But we know it's already not us, so it's no skin off our nose if you don't find it out. Our reputation is solid enough as it stands. Not exactly a closed secret, really. Everyone knows about the Grin, no one really does anything about it. The noble houses hire us to steal from each other.
Who was it? Who was it? Tell me now.
There is someone staying in town. Has been staying in town since just before your mother was murdered. His name is Johann Grun. He, as far as we can tell, is a member of the Children of Crix. Assassins for hire. Currently staying at the Half-Full Goblet in town.
To kill a poor woman?
As far as we can tell, yes. I know just about as much as you of your family lineage.
A random woman living in the dirt. Assassinated. Is that what you're trying to tell me?
His nickname among assassin circles is the Snake. He uses poisons.
I've Like Tilly's always kind of lived in the underbelly of everywhere she's been. Is there any chance I might know anything about this? Heard it at bars, heard it from people.
Check. It's gonna be a difficult one.
Yeah. Well, that's my second decent roll in a row, but I have a -1 in history, so 16.
It doesn't catch your attention. You've heard of organized groups of assassins before, and you've heard of various different types of poisons. You haven't heard specifically of this group.
Okay.
You might have heard of an assassin known as the Snake, who does kill people using poison, but you wouldn't know real names, who they work for, etc.
Knowing that much would lend like some validity to it, though.
Yeah, to you at least, yeah. I've told you all we know. I'll be leaving now, and you will never hear from us again. Unless you make yourself known. She gets up. You hear it's very old sounding as she gets up. Creaking bones, pushing on the walking stick. She begins to walk away. You hear about 15 steps before the sound of walking stops.
Does she just disappear, or?
She seems to.
Which one of you is here?
I just like quietly climb down the tree. Who else is going to be up a tree, Namira?
And as you climb down the tree, you catch your foot on a note. It's pinned to the tree, and it just says, "We see you, Miss Telltale."
I'm assuming you heard everything.
So that went well. I mean, I've heard of the snake, so it could be true.
An assassin named the Snake. How original.
I mean, they're employed to kill people, not like write poems.
You know what? We're going to take a break right there.
I'm thinking actually Namari will laugh despite herself at that moment. I think that was in character.
We will see you guys in a few minutes. Welcome back, everybody. Thank you for being with us with that quick break. We are here once again, and we will get straight back into it because Tilly and Namari are having a conversation.
And mostly he's just laughing at me saying something I didn't intend to be funny.
Always the funniest things are.
Yeah, poet. No poets amongst assassins, I'm sure.
So are you gonna get him? You know?
It's just not. And it's sad. Who would pay an assassin to kill off a regular human woman, one of thousands in a city, working 2 jobs just to
Okay, just
against me? Just she had no.
just kind of shrug and idly look at my feet. Like, okay.
We were no one. She was.
Well, if you go check them out, I'm sure you can ask them yourself. And I just kind of start trudging off back down this hill, I think. Oh, rock.
I'm sitting down again.
Okay. From where you were sat, Tristan, you sort of Matrix deja vu style blinked, and there was a person walking up there. And when you blinked again, that person was gone.
And I'm assuming if I try to focus on what that person looked like, it would be quite difficult to remember.
They were wearing a long coat and a hood.
Right. So generic, who are you? Okay.
Yeah.
And how long ago was that in terms of how everything else happened?
I mean, that was like the person you saw appear and disappear was the Duke.
I see. Right. Okay.
Yeah. So it happened at the same time.
Yeah, I'm just going to hold my position, still pretending to be a little woozy and stargazing.
Yeah. Okay. So, Tilly, what are you doing? You muted, but
I'm at the tavern. It kind of feels like we're done here.
okay. So Tilly wanders off, and the Mari sits back down. Anything else anyone would like to do this evening?
I'm pretty much just waiting to see if Namari goes anywhere.
I'm not going back until very, very late, until I can be somewhat sure that they've stopped waiting for me.
Okay. You look down the shoreline, you see a sort of elderly-ish man smoking a pipe by the shoreline. He keeps glancing up at you every now and again.
Can I insight check that?
Okay.
He looks at you just like the way Tristan does.
What is that?
Listen in the moonlight.
19.
You know that jawline anywhere. Okay. So, you're not quite sure who it is. But they're watching you.
Do I see her look over at me?
You see distance you're at? Probably not.
Okay.
Tilly, you walk past Tristan. Just an old guy by the beach.
Okay, it would be funny if I tried to rob him, but I'm not going to.
You put your hand in the bag. It's like, where's my arm going?
Oh no!
I will eventually, like, fucking 2 o'clock in the morning, leave. And when I know there's a stretch that's sort of very straight, quickly switch senses with the magpie to see what the old guy does.
What does the old guy do?
Probably would get up, and actually walk over to where your interaction with the ex-Duke happened, just to do my own little look around the area, and then head back to the tavern.
So
Knowing that, from your point of view, it's probably really dodgy, but
you watch as Tristan, or old man, gets up and walks up to the top of the rock and starts looking around.
For all I know, this is another Grin person, or this I mean, it's...
Tristan, you see one set of footprints leading. Sorry, two sets of footprints leading to and from. One of them is smaller than the other ones.
Can I figure out which one was the Duke's?
One of them is wearing the shoes that Namari wears. The other one is wearing the shoes that Tilly wears.
So the Duke never even left any footprints?
Doesn't seem to be so.
Interesting.
Oh my god, the Duke was Jesus.
It's just interesting how she had footsteps. If she wasn't stepping foot. Yeah, then I'll make my way back.
You also see the note on the tree that says, "We see you, Miss Taltal."
And then I'm a little bit proud that I didn't get a note. Assuming I did good.
The way back to the tavern. You turn in for the night. Ronan, your beef was delicious. Good, and your beer was plentiful.
I would be sat up waiting for Namari. Like,
Okay.
like the parent when the kid's out really late. I'm sat there.
Sounds
But instead of like in the dark with the cigarette, I'm in the dark with my axes.
I'm trying to sneak in. I don't want any of that.
okay.
I will have just gone straight to bed. We've got stuff to do tomorrow.
So you see, about half an hour after the allotted meeting time, Gun, Tilly comes back in, just walks straight up to bed. Make a stealth check for me, Namari.
We're good at that. 6.
Okay, I'm not even gonna make you roll a perception check for that.
Nope, my passive would cover that.
Trying to slowly, then stumbling against the table. For fuck's sake!
Open the door. Go to go in. You let go of the door and you whack a table, and as you do, the door slams behind you, and you jump up. And looking straight across, you can see from the moonlight coming into the tavern, you see a very stocky-looking lady clutching a collection of axes.
It's laid across my lap.
Fine, it's laid across my lap.
All of them?
No, that would be ridiculous. I'd be like this. Where have you been? What time do you call this?
Just the big
Cleaned
one?
all of these before you got back.
Yeah,
What-
the biggest one I've got.
What's the name of that one again?
I haven't named it yet.
Oh.
And
I don't know. If you were an assassin, would you call yourself the Snake?
no,
Bit on the nose, right?
yeah,
Really on the nose. Just doesn't make sense.
so what are you gonna do about it?
I don't know. if I believe them, my mother was assassinated. Not just murdered in the streets. Assassinated. Someone paid a guy called the Snake to assassinate a 62-year-old woman who was just no one important to the world.
As far as you know, clearly there's something else to this. Normal, everyday people don't get assassinated.
That's precisely my point.
So clearly there's something else here. Something you don't know.
Not that, or they're bullshitting.
What do they have to gain by that, though?
They're good at bullshitting. How would I know? I don't know. I'm going to bed. You can judge me if you want, I don't care.
Alright. Night.
I'm walking upstairs.
Okay. A bit after an elderly man comes in.
Actually, I would have liked to have ducked into like an alleyway somewhere, removed the disguise, turned invisible, walked a few blocks, hidden again, removed invisibility, and then made my way into the tavern.
Jesus!
Thorough.
Very thorough.
Okay, I get you.
He was proud.
After a bit, Tristan walks into the tavern. Black feather in his hat, bobbing along.
Do you wait it up
Just
then?
Yeah.
How was she when she came in?
About as cowardly as she was as she left.
At least she went.
She went.
Mm-hmm. I didn't hear much of what actually happened. I just stayed close by just in case anything did. Very strange person did sort of turn up and then leave, but can't quite figure out how they turned up or left.
Magic?
Probably. No footprints, and it kind of feels like deja vu.
Weird.
Yeah, it's weird. Now I know what it feels like when I mess with someone's head. Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to stop doing it, but at least I can kind of empathise.
Gun does chuckle a bit.
Well, I'm going to go to sleep. I've got plenty to do tomorrow.
Yeah. Yeah. Congratulations. By the way, I don't think I ever said about...
Yeah.
Is congratulations the right...
I don't know. I feel a little different, and it's a bit strange, so congratulations might be the right word. It might be... I don't know. We'll figure it out, I suppose. But thank you. I know that was probably hard for you to do. I appreciate it.
You are welcome.
Good night. We'll end it now.
Yep, this
It's getting
is
awkward.
painful.
Yep.
Night.
Yep, night.
Then I go off to bed.
A friendly bunch, a lot of us.
Yeah. So as you all go off to bed, the sun rises on the following day. What that brings in terms of mood, well, only you guys know. But the sun does rise, and you slowly, as you wait, hear the building of conversation downstairs, the clinking of mugs and glasses once more, and the smell of breakfast. You smell, it smells like toasted bread. You smell, what is like potatoes. You smell something sweet, some form of syrup.
Well, I head down, but I'm smoking the pipe.
Okay.
So long as no one complains around me.
You see, Astromid goes, hey, no pipes inside, or no smoking area.
Okay.
I'll go on down and have a nice big breakfast.
I have it out then, but don't smoke it.
Watching you constantly.
I'm just kind of fiddling with it.
Okay. Tilly's having a big breakfast.
I do the same.
You have the same.
Mm.
Notice
I had
it's
a-
nice breakfast.
I had an early night, so I reckon Ronan would have been up like break of dawn,
Yeah.
like before everybody.
Everyone else is doing all this dramatic stuff, and it's like, we had a nice dinner and a good kick.
Gun would be up early, but not from like just from lack of being able to sleep properly.
Okay.
Usually she's like a rock and just, but she was a bit.
Tilly, I would like you to roll a wisdom saving throw for me, please.
Oh boy.
Oh,
This one's actually like pretty not bad. What's my wisdom? Okay, plus 0. 17.
Okay. Okay. So, as you go to pick up your knife and fork to dig into your breakfast, Galcrush is on your hand.
I don't like this. Can I take it off?
Take it off, and as you do, you pull it off, and blood pours from inside Galcrush.
Yeah, just there,
Excuse me?
like half a mouthful,
Like half a cup of blood. Just
My blood?
ought to be so. It's cold.
Is my hand cut though?
Nope.
That's weird.
That
Just like stare
very
across
weird.
the table at Tristan. Like, Tristan, you know magic things, right?
I mean, you've magically put me off my breakfast.
I'll have it if you're not going to eat it.
Yeah, sure, fine. I just slide it over. Yeah, you're right. That's not normal, for one. Why? Did you not notice?
I don't know. I mean, it appeared on my hand, right? It wasn't there before.
You don't know.
Like, I wouldn't have gone down for breakfast wearing Galcrush intentionally, at least.
You try to remember, but memory evades you.
Wait, yeah, I'll just look at Tristan. Like, was I wearing this when I came down?
Can I remember whether or not?
Yeah, she was.
Yeah, you were. I mean, I thought it was a bit weird wearing that to breakfast, but I thought, hey, you do you.
Wait, I'm just gonna slide it across the table and be like, can you hold on to this for me?
Press it, just take the blood off of it first. Yeah, sure. No, take it to my side.
I'm getting real bad vibes from it, you know?
Your
Since
sausage
when?
now is now blood sausage.
When did the bad vibes start?
Oh, you know, they didn't really start so much as they were just always there.
I mean, at least you're honest. Now.
Aye.
At this point. Yeah, that's. I mean, I'm not really good with this kind of thing, personally. I don't know how stuff like this works.
Tristan, have you picked up Galcrush?
I mean, I sort of grabbed onto it and slid it closer to me.
Make a wisdom saving throw. Sorry, charisma.
Wisdom.
saving throw.
Your charisma.
Whoops.
What dice do I use? That's not bad. So I was gonna.
I'm still attuned to it though, right?
24.
Mm-hmm. You're still attuned to it. Okay. You pull it across. Feels magic.
I mean, it feels magic, but we kind of knew that already. I can't really figure anything more out about it than that at this point. As I say, you might have to take it to someone who knows better.
Maybe. Let's just put it in the bag for now.
Yeah. Will it fit in the bag?
No, there's not a space in the bag right now.
I'll
we did
carry something.
some things. What can you carry that
You have
isn't
4 ancient
silly?
elfin vases in there.
We do.
Yeah, to be fair,
How-
we've
how
got
big are
quite a
they?
collection.
like standing plant
Yeah.
vase.
Yes, not that.
I'd
So
say
it
they're
would be funny, just like little feet, like put it upside down, like Toy Story, across the road.
I mean, we have rooms here. We could just store the vases in the rooms.
I do
They
very
are
much like.
expensive.
I do like the mental image of you putting like the mouth of the bag to the floor and slowly revealing a big vase.
It's part of my act.
Mary Poppins.
Also, those vases are worth 500 gold each. So
We should sell those.
I'm gonna say that. Oh, 500 each. Was it? Okay, I'm taking that as gospel.
Do you know anyone that buys vases?
I can find someone who buys vases.
Is there a D&D antiques dealer here?
Of
D&D
course.
Bruce Dickinson.
Like, do I feel any different compulsion-wise?
No.
Okay.
If I took, how big is Galcrush?
Actually, forearm and hand sized.
Right.
Yeah.
So if I took out the solid silver candlestick, would that be sort of equivalent in size and weight? Okay, yeah, I'd take that out, put that in my normal pack so that Galcrush can go in.
Okay.
Cool.
So we need to go see that guy today, right? About the magic things?
Yeah, that guy. Yeah.
And then we can go
Do
visit
the
whatever they want.
reconnaissance.
Yeah, that's it.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Reconnaissance.
Are you okay, Tristan?
Yeah. I just feel like it's not going to turn into just reconnaissance with us, but sure.
Yeah, you look
Thank you,
across
Mama.
and Gun is sharpening an axe at the table. Every now and then she'll reach across to Ronan's plate and just nick a sausage off. And...
Yeah, I mean, we say reconnaissance, but yesterday we did literally make a plan as to kill the scouting party. So that's our brand of reconnaissance, I suppose.
I mean, if it works.
Yeah.
I'm still upstairs because I never heard about that plan.
So we're just waiting on one more.
Yeah. By the
Yeah.
way, I'd be spending maybe another hour or so after waking up with just having the magpie flutter around the inn again, just watching from their eyes, and especially looking for another magpie, just to see.
You see another magpie with a silver ring in its mouth, perched atop the chimney. It's just watching your magpie. Seems very contented by it. Just bobbing around, following it around as your magpie flies in a circle.
Yeah, let them land at the chimney.
Okay. The magpie is just watching.
Okay, I go back into my own mind, basically, and go downstairs.
Okay. So you see as Namari now comes downstairs.
Morning.
You're all up early.
Well, we've got a busy day.
Noon.
Just extra when Mara comes down, it's just a little bit harder.
Yeah, make it.
I ignore her. He said noon for the information, didn't he?
Saving throw.
A saving throw of what?
Charisma.
Oh boy. That's a natural one, which I'll reroll with lucky. Thank you.
Ooh.
That's
You actually allowed someone to have the lucky feat? Or is
substantially.
that halfling?
That's a
Halfling.
halfling thing.
Okay, good.
That's 12.
Okay. So it comes back to you now. You remember late at night, you went downstairs to get a midnight snack, and you couldn't find your daggers. You were like, "Oh yeah, Galcrash is fine. I'll use that to chop some stuff." You accidentally fell into a pig that had been butchered, and the blood had run off. Galcrash off, and that's how the blood ended up in there. It's just pig's blood. It's fine. You're just, groggy when waking up. Galcrash is fine. You can put Galcrash back on.
Thanks, though.
You can put Galcrash back on.
But I wouldn't wear a weapon at the table.
If you want to. Not like... As in, it's okay to put Galcrash back on.
Oh, I'm sure it is. But I'm not trying to slash anyone into pieces right now.
Are we slashing someone to pieces? What did I miss?
We will be. Later. Probably.
Okay.
So, you all have your breakfast. You finish upping your axes. You substantiate what happened last night to end up with a gauntlet full of blood. What are you doing now?
I'm gonna go visit this wizard man, apparently.
Okay. So you make your way across town once more to the Commorancy. As you get close, you notice that fluttering outside it, not far from the doorway, just sort of planted next to the doorway, is a long pike, and there's a banneret fluttering off it with the symbol of Dalneln on it, the island with the tower on it and the moon behind it. It's fluttering on a light blue banneret.
Well, then are we gonna knock or?
That'd be polite.
Knock on the door.
Okay. So, you knock on the door, and after a couple of seconds, it's opened by a tall, very wide-shouldered man, probably like sort of early 30s, close-shaved across smart, very like military cropped hair of blonde, furrowed brow, wearing immaculate Duskward armor. And you can see as you get close now that it's made up of plate armor, but the plates are actually segmented, similar to the same way you might see a bug segmented with their exoskeleton, but in a much more finessed way. It doesn't look creepy like a bug. It looks very maneuverable, almost elven in fashion. And it's that sort of light silvery blue color. Are you being expected?
I believe we are.
Wait here one moment. So he closes the door, turns around, and a couple of moments later the door opens once again. Please come in. And as you walk inside now, you see that there are 3 people in here right now. The man who answered the door for you, Magus Tomarian, and a tall lady that you can see now from the back. She has a helmet under her arm, a Duskwood helmet. She's wearing Duskwood armor, but she does not have the shield or the pipe. Instead, she has a long blade on her back, a greatsword that is curved, almost crescent-like. And she, as you get in there, you see she has short pixie-cut hair, but one side, the right-hand side, is actually shaved, and she has a long cloak on with the symbol of Dalneln on the back. She goes, yes, Llewellyn, you can leave us now. The rest of my business with the Magus is purely personal. But thank you for coming. You can take the banner with you. It's no longer needed. I'm not here professionally anymore. And Llewellyn just sort of course, Lord. Flicks his cape around, pushes past you all, opens the door, closes it again. You hear that outside of the banner being pulled up. And you see now the lady puts her helmet down. now that he's gone, it's good to see you again, Tilmerian. He gives Tilmerian a big hug. And Tilmerian goes, oh, now just guests. Oh, good evening, good morning to you all, sorry. I trust you've come about the stone. Aldris, these are the people I was telling you about, the ones that have said that they would investigate the Dustgrave for us. And you see as the lady turns around now, she has a scar that runs from her cheek here, has cut the side of her mouth slightly, and so she's got this slight sneer constantly, and it's all the way up the side and past the underneath of the left ear. And she turns and goes, oh, so you're the people I've been hearing about. Aldris Evermoon, March Lord Aldris Evermoon. I hear you'll be doing the city a favour today.
That we will, hopefully, all things go well.
I consider it more a service than a favor.
A service is usually you're pressed into it. You have no obligation to do this.
I have a personal stake in it.
So do I. To the degree that I kind of grew up here. So, a little bit of, whatever that means, really.
Yeah.
Well, it's an important thing you're doing regardless, and thank you for doing it. We stretched thin right now. Been stretched thin for the past 20 years, unfortunately. But I'm sure you'll manage. Tilmerian also discussed that you were asking about a reward.
That's what I meant by a service.
I see. You think look much like I did in my youth. I will be giving you all a reward for this, personally. And this will come directly from the king. You'll be given 500 gold pieces each for your reward.
That's good to me.
Yeah.
Now, I have a question for you. What do you go by? Is there a shorthand you have for your group?
Foot, normally.
If I hadn't said I was here in person visit, young master, I would challenge you over that, but in this current situation, good one.
We are still kind of working on that. We really should probably get to it, figure that out quickly at some point, like soon.
Right, what were we called during our youth? Tilmerian goes, we had a very bad name. Yeah. We called ourselves the Rebels.
Well, I imagine that would probably get confusing with the actual rebels out there.
Once or twice.
Mm.
Once or twice. We were young.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And not so much the rebels anymore. Kind of run things though.
We were the Rebels. It was just a nickname,
Yeah.
We read stories about heroic rebels and such. Anyway, that's enough about that. I'm sure you're here for the results of my findings. So, as far as we can tell, this crystal you found, it's formed of desert glass. It's obviously not from this continent, but it's brimming with magical energy, barely contained. I'm not quite sure where it's from or why the desert glass has a blue tint, but as far as I could tell, that's what it is. It seems to be that without these crystals, the people using them have very little in the way of magical power. They just know how to channel it, as it were. Think of it as akin to a sorcerer or a warlock rather than wizards. Their power is not learned. It's not as a result of hard work. It's a bargain of sorts.
So we just separate these people from these crystals, and they're useless.
Yes. Yes, that seems to be the way. The crystal is the conduit, and without the conduit, there is no power.
That makes things a bit easier.
They're also very volatile. If exposed to a large amount of raw magical energy, and sorts that you usually find in evocation magic, they explode. Which is why I can't give you the sample back, by the way. It's also why I need a new testing chamber.
Oh.
That makes things a lot easier.
Is there anything else you wish to know before you get going? As I assume you'll be going this morning.
We already know where we're going, right? We asked him about that previously.
Yeah, you do.
Okay.
It's an old cairn, barrow, half a day. Northgate, Old Road.
Well, I don't have any more questions, really.
Me neither.
Unless there's been any new developments that you actually want to tell us that might be worth note, but it's only been a little while. I can't imagine there's been that much happen.
Aldous? No, nothing currently. Still no leads on why the lake is draining either.
I mean, you never know, these two things might be connected.
Indeed.
Don't want to get your hopes up, but for some reason, everything seems connected when we're involved.
I have enough to deal with right now with the nobles getting riled up again.
Yeah, we experienced some of that last night.
Oh, is it overflowing into the general populace now? You see, she sort of rubs her temples.
When alcohol's involved, everything comes out.
Appointed positions, you know, they're tricky.
Can imagine.
Time birthright doesn't really come into it.
No.
Right, on that note, I best be getting going. It's been good to see you again, Tomarian. We will have to properly catch up sometime soon. Cheers to you all. Stay out of trouble.
We'll try.
With the law.
Okay.
Is that a better way of putting it?
If we're getting into trouble on your guys' behalf, that's okay.
Sure.
Okay, we'll go with that.
Plausible deniability, though. Depending
Okay.
on what the trouble is.
Fair enough.
Right. And she puts a helmet on, slams her breast, full cover in, and walks out.
Well, we should probably get going as well if we want to make good time.
Yeah.
Good. Be careful out there, and remember, this is a scouting mission.
We're always careful.
You don't know how many of them there are in there or what they're doing. You don't want to fall into a trap or into a hive of them. So be careful.
This is true. Well, in that case, I don't suppose you could look after something for me. And it's family heirlooms, and I don't really want to be walking around with them. And I take out the elven vases. Could you please look after these for me? I don't want to be carrying these into battle.
Where did you find these?
Somewhere else.
One day. That's all I will look after them for. I'm not having stolen goods in Arcana.
Not
So,
stolen.
nobody
Relic of
really
my
owns.
people will be restored.
These are quite clearly elvish. And you...
Complicated story. They were gifts.
Enough.
We found them in a dwarven hold, but whatever. Be racist if you like. And I just turn away and
I will be at the back, sort of nudging Ronan. Where are we going, actually?
Remember the people on the road?
Uh-huh.
We're going after them.
Oh. I guess, yeah, fine. Sure. Sure.
Okay, so we're heading out.
Mm-hmm.
See, Tomarian is like surrounded by vases at this point, and is like,
They hold great sentimental value. Please.
I'm sure they do. About
Thank you.
500 gold's worth of sentimental value each.
That's how. I had no idea.
You can't put a price on memories.
You can't.
Well, 500 gold is a good price to put on memories, though. So if you want some, no.
I'm afraid I already have enough ancient elven antiquities. Thank you.
Sure, you found them just as we did.
Mm.
Yeah,
You
Well,
read
but these are family heirlooms. When I walk out
Right, sure. Yeah.
I'm sure they are a family heirloom, just not
to
as good.
someone. I needed the room in the bag, okay? And he seemed nice, and I couldn't be bothered going around somewhere to try and sell them because then we'd be putting more things in the bag.
You know, you could have put them in your room. And
Yeah,
just
but
said,
they're
like,
really expensive, and I don't trust them in a random tavern when we know people have been watching us.
Just put 2,000 gold's worth of vases in the 5 silver in room.
I mean, it's where they'd least expect it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
If they
they
went
certainly
missing,
will.
we'll give them a terrible review.
1 star on Yelp. So, you make your way out of the Comorancy, back into the streets of Dalneln, leaving a slightly bemused Tilmerian in your wake. Are you just heading straight to the Northern Gate?
I
don't think-
suppose, unless anyone needs to do anything quickly.
Yeah, I
Crossing
don't think
the
we have.
river.
No.
I'm only realizing now that they meant a name for the party. That was my bad.
We're the worst when it comes to that.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I've been trying to think of it myself because
Yes.
when you try and make a little story out of this, because I've got a whole performance in my head, like it's like it's not ready yet. There's no
Don't-
title.
Is there
Don't we
interpretive dancing?
No.
Good.
About the mighty 8.
Don't we literally all have identical wolf fur cloaks?
We
Wolfpack!
do. We'll put a pin in that
Dibs,
one.
Kevin Nash.
We'll put a pin in that.
Oh, I clipped my pinky on my mic.
I know, I heard that. That's why I flinched more than anything. Okay.
Anyway,
You make your way through Dalneln to the Northern Gate, and as you're passing down the long street towards the Northern Gate here, there's a large sort of dichotomy between the two sides of the road. On the left-hand side, you see the Endel Groves, large houses interspersed with parks, greenery, various trees. On the right-hand side, you see Valen's Corner. Rundown houses, you see sort of tenancies, large tenants. It's almost slum-like in nature. And you think of where you've come from and where you've gone. For some of you, at least. And you see the street, Tristan. And you know that down that street is Bergen's.
Mm-hmm.
But you come to the gate. You're let out of the small door in the gate by the Duskwoods. And you find yourselves once again outside of Dalneln. And the northeastern road is different to coming in. This is not the Glint March. This is not some wide road built to support armies. This is a small road, enough for a couple of carts to pass by. But more than the Glint March, far more, this bears the mark of war. You see around you now in the fields that stretch out beyond the north of Dalneln, scars from the war 20 years ago, of which some of you were old enough to be alive when it happened, though probably not in Dalneln at the time. And if you were, memories of it are too far gone for you to actually finger it. You see makeshift graves made out of spears, a single shield marking the memory. You see siege towers and catapults, the wood decaying, slowly being overtaken by nature once again. Large pot marks dot the landscape, now grown over with turf from where rocks or magical spells have impacted the land. There's that slight remembrance of what happened here. Well, slight acknowledgement, not remembrance. And as you can continue on, the sun is as bright as it has been since you got here, warm in the sky as it is in midsummer. And you walk for about half a day until off the road you can see off to the right, more northerly than you were going as you were heading northeast, some distance away, probably about 200 to 250 feet at this point, maybe 300 at a push, is a cairn. Atop it, you see a henge. The old stone reaching out into the sky, proclaiming something to an ancient god long since forgotten.
Found it.
Gonna put it in your bag of holding then?
Yeah, I need to take some stuff out first.
Can always stash it at the wizard's place. He seemed quite happy.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, he'll only give us a day though.
I don't suppose we see the way in from where we are.
It's too far away right now.
Well, I guess we keep heading towards it then.
Hmm.
I assume Ronan can take us like maybe a little bit of a less obvious approach.
Yeah. Do you want to roll stealth then?
I can try.
All right.
I would like to have the magpie scout ahead, if you will. Take a brief moment to see if I can see anything through their eyes 100 feet ahead.
Once you go past 100 feet.
I know.
So.
I know, at a point where we're closer to the hinge. But...
All right, okay. Well, for now, everyone make a stealth check for me.
I'll pass without a trace.
Okay. If you cast pass without trace, everyone gets plus 10.
25.
23.
28.
Plus 10 was that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, 19.
Oh,
Wow, you rolled low.
Yeah, I rolled a 2.
What was that, Tristan?
28.
Gun?
23.
Okay. And Namari?
You muted.
25.
Okay. And then running.
37.
Now I'm getting deja vu of Swamp Man existing.
It's just showing off.
Where did he go?
Where did he come from? Where did he go?
Swamp Eye Ronin.
Mmm. Swamp Eye sounds like a hideous condition.
It does.
If it exists, Ronan has it.
Moving swiftly on. So, you approach using the small amounts of undulations in the landscape to keep you hidden, keeping behind rises, behind rocks. As you sit still, whenever you sit still for a moment, everything seems to draw in a bit closer to you. You feel like the landscape is trying in some small way to hide you. You can very much feel the effects of Ronan's magic. And as you get closer, within 100 feet, then Namari, you can begin to look.
I'll hold on to Tristan real quick and say, sorry, just give me a moment.
All right.
So as you look, you see now as you get over the cairn, on the opposite side of the cairn to where you're approaching it, is an entranceway. It's more like a cliff in the side of this mound. And you can see that there's a dip at the bottom of this entranceway where the large stone doors of the cairn have been pulled open and they've shattered on the ground. There's a number of figures there which you can see are missing all of their flesh, just bone remains, and they walk and shamble around, clicking and clanking. Blades in hands, old rusted blades. In the center of them, a single figure, dressed in desert clothing, a garb over their face, holds a staff in one hand, in the other hand, crooks and twists like a puppet master controlling strings.
Well, that's you. Some form of necromancer? I don't know. And I tell them what I saw. Doors open. Skeletons, bones, barely any flesh, and
Would we have heard stories about skeletons before, or would this be like legitimately spooky?
Oh, you know about skeletons.
Okay.
You know that the dead rise from their graves. Why is from their
Do you think if Ronan got the person from a distance, the skeletons would stop? I mean, we can't really scout very much if we can't get inside.
That's true.
how many were there?
There's 6 skeletons. There's 2 sort of around the top of the mound, wandering slowly. 4 of them down below, and then there is the figure, with the hand outstretched.
Well, I don't think we can get past them. There's too many.
Well, I guess we'll have to go through them.
If you want, I can try and take the one that seems to be controlling things out as best I can.
Yeah, it might be wise.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I can try and immobilize him.
Is there enough cover that we could reasonably get closer before Ronan does that? So like,
Oh, there's definitely. I mean, you have to go round to get to a point where you could even see this. You
Yeah.
see the magpie went over the top.
yeah, I just don't want the situation where Ronan tries to snipe them, fails, and we're all like 200 feet away.
Yeah.
Mm.
You'd have to go round, and then going round, you'd probably get closer. Yeah.
Cool. If
Okay.
Ronan takes the first shot, then we just BAM! Get rid of that guy. Hopefully the skeletons stop.
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
Did we-
Otherwise, I've got lots of axes. They have lots of skulls.
But how many will break in this fight?
Hopefully the skulls, not the axes.
I just ignore Namari.
If people are rushing in, make sure you get between the people and the door, so they have to go through you.
I can try and immobilize the big guy if you give me a chance. I can't guarantee it.
I mean, I could potentially hit them all with something, but that's a bit of an effort. I don't want to get rid of that straight away.
Don't
Depending on how close they all are.
You know,
Well, we don't know what's in there, you see. So I want to be all fresh-faced for it.
It costs me nothing to shoot. Don't worry about it.
That's true.
Alright, let's just sneak up. On the
Okay.
count of 3, Ronan, pew, we go, boosh, and then, boom.
Let me try and hold person first, because...
What's the range on hold person?
Oh yeah, that's true.
60
I
feet.
think 60 feet.
60 feet. Okay.
Grimoire, level 2, whole person, 60 feet.
60 feet. Okay. So, do you want to make your way around? Make your way around into a better position, and at this point, you're sort of perpendicular to where the entrance is of this, at the back of this cannon. You can see now the figure. This is sort of the only position where you can really see the figure, but without walking in front of him. He's still sort of stood there. It's masculine shape, hand outstretched, still twitching like a pugmaster. Very similar to when you saw him through the magpie's eyes. And you're probably at this point around 50 feet away.
Hold person.
Okay.
Wisdom save for 16.
16.
Hmm.
That's a 16.
Crap.
So
Didn't work. Crap. Didn't work.
Well, I'll be firing at the same time anyway.
okay, go for it.
Magic. Yeah, let's assume. 17 on the die.
You are hidden, so you have advantage.
Oh. Well, 17 was higher anyway. So I'm firing with the repeater. So that's 27 to hit.
That does hit. Yeah.
It's this dice. That's plus 5, so 11 on the first hit.
Okay.
Still with advantage.
No, the second shot. By the second shot, the whole person has tried to go through, and you see this shimmering barrier attempts to deflect your arrow as it comes close, but as the figure turns, feeling the magical energy hit him, your arrow skirts by the side, and there's this look of shock in this figure's eyes as this arrow slides across his cheek, cutting open the covering over. As it hangs down, you can see this sort of half grimace, half grin underneath as it hangs open, and it cuts down the side of the cheek and turns to you, and you see as the hand turns round towards you as you fire your second arrow, all of the skeletons just sort of shift in unison.
24 total in the second hit attack.
To deal damage, or
No, to attack.
Oh,
To
that
hit.
is- yeah. While this is happening, everyone roll initiative.
12 damage.
12 damage. Okay.
Oh, he's already damaged as well. So Colossus Slayer on top of that. 17 damage.
Okay, so that's 28 damage altogether. All right. So as the second arrow flies in, once again the armor. He seems to be relying on the armor, a spectral armor, to block it, but it just goes straight through and slams into his shoulder. You see he reaches down over it now. He's going to do whatever he can on his turn as we go into initiative. So I would like initiative rolls from everyone, please. 25 to 20.
23.
22.
Yeah, I thought I rolled well. Never mind. Anyone else? 25 to 20? Nope. 15 to 20?
15.
Okay.
Pretty sure that's the best initiative I've rolled in a while.
It's the best anything you've rolled in a while.
I rolled 2 17s before.
Also,
Cool.
never mind. No, never mind. Okay. So that was 15 from you, Tilly, right? Anyone else? Is it just you? 15? Okay. All right. 5 to 10?
10.
No, Sorry, I
Sorry.
thought that was 15 to 20.
Yeah, you've done
So-
20
Yeah,
to
well-
15, now you need to do 15 to 10.
15 to
That's-
10. It's been 2 weeks off.
11.
11.
Oh, do I roll for the magpie?
Okay.
They
Sure.
have their own initiative.
And you were 10.
That-
Ren.
Yep.
Also 11.
Oh, okay. So just go
And
at the same
they
time.
have a better. No, same dex.
It's the same person doing it. They can go at the same time. You control
Yeah.
them both. It makes no difference.
Yeah.
Okay, Ronan, and then your last. Okay, so first up is Tristan. Let me just get you guys on the map. Which I didn't actually make big enough, but that's fine. You guys ran forward right as you attacked.
No.
Roughly how far away are we? I mean, we must have been within 60 feet for the spell, so...
Well, there you go. That's what you are. All that big portion of my map, and you guys just went straight by it all. That's fine. Okay. So first up, Tristan. See what you find.
bottom left.
Yeah. I say, how quiet do we want to be? Can anyone actually answer me on my turn? I don't remember.
Yeah. I mean, no, not until I guess their turn, but
Okay. In that case, I'll just for now I'll cast Fairy Fire in front of the entrance, just to see how many of them I can actually get as well.
okay.
Fairy
And that's a
Fire.
dex saving throw, right?
It is Dexterity saving throw, yes.
Okay. You can hit 2 of them. The Necromancer and another one.
Yeah, I definitely want to get the Necromancer.
Okay. Well, they both fail. Which one do you want? The bottom left or the top right?
Bottom left.
Bottom left. Okay.
Yeah,
So
it's
they
closer
both-
and more people can see him.
A 5 and a 7.
Yeah, no.
Okay, so once again, your blast of purple dust explodes like a firework from the center and scatters down over both of them, illuminating the edges of them all, highlighting weak spots for you. And that will end your turn.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else?
No, I'm fine with that.
All right, which brings us to Gun.
Okay, I am going to charge forth with 35 movement, which will get me there.
Barbarian movement now.
Boom! I'm going to kick the shit out of this skeleton because I have some stuff I'm working through.
Literally punching it? Or
No, I'm going to kick its head in with my sword because it does,
you have advantage, yes.
because it's undeads.
Yep.
That is going to be a 29 to hit.
Misses. No, I'm kidding. Just 16 over the AC.
So that's 12 slashing on the first hit.
Okay, so as you cut deep into the skeleton, you see now, as you smash the bones to the side, you see as you knock them apart in a way that would, if this was a real person, they were really dead. You can see strings attach all of the bones together, and as snap back into place, the creature goes.
I don't like that, so I'm hitting it again. That's creepy. 23 to hit.
Okay, that hits. I don't think you could actually miss.
15 slashing damage.
Okay, so the second strike, it's just the creature sort of lunges towards you slightly with its head, sort of in defiance of your first strike. You just bring the butt of the blade, smashing it straight in between the eyes of the skull, breaking the area between the eyes, which I'm not actually quite sure what that's called. And you just smash straight into it and cave the front of the skull in, and you see all of this like faint blueness at the back of the eye sockets fades away, and the entire skeletal structure just collapses.
Nice.
And that will end your turn. Unless you'd like to do anything with... Oh no, you raised as a bonus action. Okay. Which brings us to their turn. And the Necromancer is going to attempt to cast a spell.
Counter spell.
What's the range on counter spell?
Oh crap, yeah. Not enough. Never mind.
It's 60.
Yeah.
Alright, so that is...
If we were close enough to hold person, shouldn't we be close enough to do that?
No, that's true.
Yeah, it should be a bit closer.
60 foot on both, so I'd probably be...
Oh, rather than staying back. Yeah, you guys move yourself to within 60 feet range.
Yeah,
There
but then I could counter spell, and I will.
Okay, roll for it.
If it depends, if it's a 3rd level spell, he was
No,
prepared.
that's why I'm telling you to roll for it.
Oh, cool. That's a 15 rolled. What is it exactly? What do I have to?
It's plus your spellcasting ability.
So charisma modifier.
Yeah.
That is 20 total.
Okay, so you see as the hand outstretches, once again clicking like a puppet master, arcane runes appearing around it in a circle. The spell just fizzles out in his hand.
Not
Looks
today.
towards you. And not going to do anything else with their turn apart from duck behind the door. And that will be the skeleton's turn. This one here is going to march towards you, Gun. This one here. Let's see. Do that. Okay, so the ones that aren't in melee with almost sort of strange regimented form all sheath their swords at the very exact same time and pull out bows at the same time and draw the bows and fire them, while the one attacking you, Gun, in the same speed of motion as the others, reaches out to attack you, but with a blade instead of a longbow. So that's an attack against you. Sorry, short bows, not long bows. Attack against you, Gun. That's a 16 to hit.
That's my AC, so yep.
Okay. And that is, oh boy, so much damage. Oh, okay, 8 points of damage.
Ooh,
Okay, and all of them are going to shoot at you, Namari, because you are mean. So that is a 16 to hit.
Yeah.
15 to hit.
Yeah.
A 10 to hit.
No.
And a 18 to hit.
Yeah. God damn it, I'm dead.
3 hits.
I mean, hi.
14. 20 points of piercing damage as 3 arrows into you.
Yeah, sure. I'm having the best of times.
All right, and that will end their go, which brings us to Tilly. And you see now as they all, with sort of practiced ancient, military techniques, lower the bows, and the arrows come out at the same time as they draw another one and pull them back up.
I'm going to try and close some distance because I don't want to get done in by arrows. So I'm going to bonus action to dash, come around like behind this one.
Yep.
And I am going to hit it.
Okay.
With my fists, I'm going to do a trip attack.
Okay.
So that's a 22 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
Did the fairy fire get any of these, or was it resisted?
No, you can see the ones on the map have the pink, the purple dot. That means.
Okay. So my unarmed is a D4. Rolled the 4 on that, so that's 6 bludgeoning, and then do you remember what my martial dice is?
Yeah, it's D6.
Okay. And that's extra 5, so 11 bludgeoning damage.
Okay, so as you run up to this creature, you're like, yeah, they're skeletons. They're not held together by much, right? And you charge around and you grab the femur of one of these skeletons. You just pull, and this weird sort of magical pop sound goes as the femur pops out, and you see all of the different pieces holding this together. You're like, oh, fall over. But you watch as all of the different magical thread holding the skeleton together just dissipates in an instant, and the entire skeleton goes.
Okay, nice. That was my cover against the arrows, so less nice.
Give you half cover because there's a pile of bones in front of you now.
I'm very small.
You are very small. You can hide behind a creature half your, to the size higher than you. So there we go. We'll go with that. All right, and that ends your go, which brings us to Namari plus bird is what I have written down here.
The bird is going to give me advantage on the necromancer.
Okay.
Can I reach him from where I stand, or is the stone in the way and I have to move forward a little?
The stone will give him cover, but you can...
I ignore cover.
Never mind.
Just because of who I am as a person. 12 and 13, so the lowest would be 20 to hit.
Yeah, they both hit.
I'm just rolling again to see. Nope. No crit. And that is 19 damage all in all.
Okay. So as both of these Eldritch blasts slam into the necromancer, they rock him backwards. You see now as he recovers from them, he's breathing. These the sort of sandy-colored robes he's wearing are beginning to pull red underneath where the 2 Eldritch Blasts hit. He's panting very heavily. The outstretched crooked hand has now come in and is holding against the wounds, and he's sort of holding on his staff slightly. And that will end your go, which brings us to Rune. Unless you'd like to
Oh, sorry.
do you want to move, Namari? Okay. Which means
Okay, so Ronan, I can't actually put him on the sheet where he is. He's like 120 feet, as far away from this guy as he can be, back like this way. Because obviously I would get in the position where I could hit him at the start. So I'm just gonna check real quickly whether or not I can cast a Hunter's Mark. I'll have to move up 30 feet, so I'll be within 90 feet of him, and then Hunter's Mark. So that's my full movement to move forward.
Okay.
Bonus action to Hunter's Mark. And then I'm going to attack him with my 2 of the 3 remaining bolts in the crossbow.
Go for it.
15 on the dice. 25.
Okay, that hits.
So that's going to be these dice. 11, 16 damage on the first hit.
Did
Is
we just lose
froze?
our dungeon master?
I think he's frozen, or he's ignoring us.
I only see a black screen on my.
He's
Yeah.
froze for me, so.
He's frozen.
Let it
Hey,
go,
we won!
Let it go.
Yay!
It's that one
Yeah.
joke we make every time Stu freezes. We've won D&D.
Let it go.
So who's the DM now?
Rock, paper, scissors. Go on, everyone. Oh.
What
Wait,
the
what?
fuck?
Well, joint DM.
We all went to scissors? How?
That's a little weird.
That is terrifying.
Huh? And that was really coordinated as well. We all
I
did
don't
that.
want to go again.
I want to clip that shit. I know the cameras are fucked, but that I want to clip from that. Oh my.
Yeah, the camera's gonna be fucked because Stuart's just dropped.
Yeah.
But we all. No wait, I'm not saying that as a verb.
So how about these skeletons, huh?
Ah.
Fucking spooky.
I mean, I think we have a group name for our party, the Scissor Sisters.
No, veto. I fucking hate Scissor Sisters. They're really comfortably numb. I left the store
Fine.
once because Scissor Sisters was playing on the radio and I didn't want to listen to it.
Fine, the Scissor Siblings. I'm not making it better, am I?
I liked the wolf pack, I'll be honest.
I loved the Wolfpack and dibs Kevin Nash. So
I think we should go Wolfpack.
I mean, so far we haven't really had much wolves
No.
symbolism-wise and all that.
We're all
We
wearing
could
wolf
do the
cloaks.
Wolfpack. Or some
Oh.
variation on the wolf pack.
Stu's back, we have to be
we
sane
also
again.
have a
Oh, well.
copyrighted theme already. So sweet.
We have a stew.
My internet went down.
It's okay. We just
We had a moment.
we had a
Yeah, we
moment.
did.
We had a moment.
We broke the laws of probability.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh my god.
You'll find out later, I suppose.
How much damage on that?
All of it.
That was 16 points. 8 on the Colossus Slayer, 1 on the Hunter's Mark, 2 on the weapon, plus 5. And then second attack is a 3 on the dice, so 10.
That misses. Scatters
Yeah.
off.
Oh wait, he's fairy fired. Advantage. Okay, let's go. Come on, better than 3.
Let's go.
7 is better than 3. 17.
Throws up a hand and a shield appears.
Oh.
Burns a spell slot.
Okay.
Yeah, that's me.
All right. This brings us to Tristan.
Well, since no one answered me about the being quiet or not, I'm not going to make as much noise as I wanted. But I will move up to about there and cast Dissonant Whispers on the Necromancer.
Okay.
So that's a Wisdom saving throw.
That is 22.
Damn it, he succeeds.
Okay.
I shake my fist and go grr. No, I think it's half damage actually, isn't it?
Yeah.
Dissonant Whispers. Yeah, so it's still damaged. For some reason I thought it didn't work. That was okay damage too. 13 points halved.
Okay. So, in a similar fashion to previous creatures, you watch now as the necromancer drops the staff and just starts holding the sides of his head. And just a silent scream in agony before collapses.
Serves you right.
And
the skeleton's still there.
all the skeletons, suddenly their motions become discordant with each other, but they still appear to be standing. Which will end your turn. Brings us to Gun.
Okay, I'm really bummed because I had a really cool idea for what I was gonna do, but never mind. I'm just gonna put my sword in this skeleton.
Blame Tristan.
What?
Blame Tristan.
Yeah, Tristan, fuck you. 25 to hit.
That hits.
Oh, fuck's sake.
Shockingly.
10 slashing. You gave me the sword. And the belt. Tack
It's a
2.
skeleton. I'm not exactly beaten up about you killing a skeleton.
19.
Yeah.
Oh, 2 6s. 19 slashing on the second.
Alright, so you just, with the first strike, you take the legs out of this creature and then you bring the sword down as it tilts just through the ribcage of it the second time, shattering through all of it. It collapses.
And then I'm going to move down here to this one.
Okay. Alright, and that will end your turn. The skeleton's turn. This one's going to move in here. This one's going to move in here. 2 attacks against you, Gun. Wow, I rolled the same thing on both dice. Which was a 17 on both dice, so that's 21 each.
Yep.
And then against you, Tilly, that is 18 plus 4, 22.
Gonna uncanny dodge.
Okay. So, Gun, you take 9 points of damage. Halved. Did I go roboty again?
A little bit, but you're alright.
Yeah, did you? 9.
9.
Halved.
Halved. Do we round down or up here? I can't remember. 4.
Yeah, you round down. Wow. And then Tilly, you take 3 points of damage, halved to 1.
Nice.
Alright. And that will end their turn as they just slash out at you, Gun. Both of them hit you, but you stand firm as they cut across you, and you're like, ain't no thing. And Tilly, as you dodge backwards from this rusted old, broken in half longsword, it catches you, but just barely just on the side of the cheek. And it'll end with that, which brings us to Tilly.
Like trying to knock that first one down seems to have just dismantled it entirely, so I'm just gonna go for a shove and try and knock it prone.
Okay.
And that's going to be, wow, that's a shit roll. That's still gonna be like a 12 because I have +8 athletics now.
How's this shove work again? Is it contested?
Contested athletics or acrobatics.
Yeah, it's like a grapple, but pushy.
2.
I think I succeeded.
Yeah, so you push it down. Knock it prone. Okay, so you just knock it to the ground, falls over, skeleton sprawls out on the floor. Doesn't seem to have killed it, as it were. Which brings us in the Mari.
Okay.
Let's take a bonus action, anything.
Yeah, I'd like to move away. Can I do attacks of opportunity when it's on the floor?
Yes, but it has disadvantage because it's a melee attack.
Well, I can disengage anyway. So,
Okay.
The one skeleton with a purple dot, is that fairy fired or?
That is very fight, yes.
Oh, actually, I mean, I still. Okay, then I attack the one fairy fire and the other one. Who's after me again?
Ronan.
Okay, the magpie is going to give Ronan advantage.
Okay.
Action. So I'm attacking fairy fired.
You're a little quiet, by the way, Lydia.
Oh, sorry. 16. Does 16 hit?
That does hit, yes.
Cool. And the other one is a natural 20. Hey, probably won't be needed,
Natural
but
20.
never mind.
No.
8 damage on the first one.
Yep.
And 9 damage on the other one. I didn't roll well.
Okay. So, as both of the blasts smash into the side of the skeleton, it just blasts the skeleton to pieces. The shimmering bits of fairy fire descend to the ground as these broken bones scatter about 6 feet backwards from the creature.
I'm straight.
And that will end your turn. Brings us to Ronan. You're muted, by the way.
Yeah, I'm going to try and kill steal from gun and take the one that's right there.
Go for it.
26.
That hits.
Has it been damaged already?
Nope.
Oh.
This is
7.
bullying.
7 points of damage.
Okay, that hits. That deals damage.
Then I'll swap targets to the other one. No, that's prone, isn't it?
Yeah, which means you'd have disadvantage.
Just do it. Kill steal me. You kill stealed me a giant. Do it, skeleton. Just keep doing it.
That's an 8, which is 18 total against the prone one. That's a disadvantage.
That does hit, yeah.
17 points of damage.
Yeah. That kills it.
I rolled
Outright.
1 on both of my dice.
Wait, that one hadn't been damaged, so you didn't get Colossus Slayer.
Nope, I know. That was a 9 on the D10, a 3 on the D6 because I'm going to bonus action Hunter's Market.
Ah, right, okay.
And then, because I've still got her up, so I'm just going to swap it with, still got concentration. And then, yeah, 9 and 3, and then +5.
Yeah, cool. All right, so the arrow just blitzes through the skull of this skeleton and stops getting up. It's already on the floor, it just stops getting up. Which brings us to Tristan.
I would like to mock that one viciously. And I would like to say to it, I have a bone to pick with you, and it's a real rib tickler. Just to be the worst.
Fucking hell, does that do splash damage? Do I take it?
Yeah, I think that hurt me more.
The world takes it. It just starts to split
Yeah.
slightly.
But the world has to make a wisdom save first.
Natural 20.
3.
Oh, I suppose it's fine.
It's a skeleton. It does not understand humor.
How dare it, really?
It only appreciates dry humor.
Oh.
There you go, it's your turn.
A long sigh escapes Gun's lips as she just fucking leaves. I'm gonna kill a skeleton.
Escape this mortal woman.
Does a 22 hit? Yes.
Yes. You know the answer.
15 slashing.
That kills the skeleton.
Cool, I killed the skeleton. I just look at Tristan like...
Just a...
What? The feeling you're feeling right now should have done the same to it. It clearly doesn't have its ears left. My apologies.
As the battlefield clears,
number of re-dead bodies surround you, and one dead body. And the entranceway appears to be clear. What's actually inside the entranceway, you don't know.
I mean, we're supposed to find out, right, Recon?
Recon, yeah.
Yes, reconnaissance.
Gonna snoop on over to the dead guy and look through his pocket.
Okay.
We're doing recon on the kind of equipment they might have.
I'm at the door just looking to make sure nothing's coming up.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm gonna move to above.
So, you don't have to use that.
Oh.
So, looking through the necromancer's belongings, you find several dried fingers, a dried tongue.
I don't want any of these.
Another amulet, like the other ones had been wearing. You find 17 gold pieces and a long flat coin. It's not that long.
I'll just pocket the gold. I'll show everyone else the coin.
Yeah, it's a gold coin, but it's long and flat. Like all gold coins.
Do any of us recognize anything like that?
No. I'm gonna say no.
What do y'all make of this?
It's a long flat coin.
It's weird.
A souvenir from a visitor attraction?
They're usually made of gold. It's worth showing someone else who might know more.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Into the bag for now, I guess. And I
Yep.
try and flick it over to Tristan, and obviously it doesn't fucking work.
Pick it up.
Okay, so Gun, what were you doing?
I'm at the door, making sure no one's coming up.
Okay, so as you look inside, there's a small empty room in here. It's sort of like a small entranceway, and beyond a corridor twists off to the left inside the mound. You make a perception check for me.
20, not natural.
Okay. You can't hear anyone coming. There's no sounds of footprints, marching or anything towards you. It's quite quiet. But you do notice that the floor of the interior here is covered in sand. It's very stark contrast to the sort of dark, muddy brown dirt that's everywhere else.
All right. Well, it seems clear up here for the time being. You all ready?
Can I have perception from up top on the cairn itself? I just want to see whether there's but I don't have eyes. 12 total.
Okay, so what exactly is it you're looking for? Or are you just sort of looking for the horizon for anyone coming or going?
More or less.
Right, okay. You can't see anyone. You can see the road in the distance, the sort of slight mound, old country roads are sort of up on a slight mound. You can't see anyone on there. You can't seem to see anyone in the surrounding area.
I can leave the bird here. There's a range, a limit as to our communication, if you will, but for a little while at least.
Does this
You can see. I can see.
Does this can have a stone to close the barrow?
It's broken.
Oh.
It's broken outside. That's the door that shattered.
Right.
Currently, you're stood on it.
Fair enough.
Well, onwards and inwards.
Yep.
Okay.
I just go in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, follow suit.
As you step inside the cairn.
I leave the magpie outside. If someone approaches, they should try and find us. Come inside, try and find us and warn us. If I'm out of range.
Step inside. That's where we're going to end tonight's session.
Mm-hmm.
Can be. No.
Clock.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Yeah, thank you everyone for joining us once again
Mhm.
for this episode of Kureon. It's good to be back. It's been 2 weeks. I'm a little rusty. But if you did enjoy this, please do give us a follow right here. And if you want to catch up, you can from episode 1, including all of the wonderful one-shots that happened over the past few weeks, as well as any of Susie's content. You can see that right now on her YouTube channel. There are playlists for each of the individual games. Kureon has one on there. And if you enjoyed that, please do subscribe on YouTube as well. Susie streams every weekday night apart from Thursdays. Mixture of gameplay, art, other D&D shows, including Bike Club, which happens every other Wednesday, which is happening next Wednesday. Susie's Curse of Strahd game, which is just a giant mess of horror.
Awesomeness.
Not my
Yes,
fault. Not my
yes.
fault.
Not her fault. We take full responsibility for it.
I don't. It's totally Susie's fault.
I do, because that's.
You're on your second character, Stuart. What can you say?
The first one lasted how many sessions? 5?
He's still alive, to your knowledge.
I mean, how long did yours last before she died?
Shut up. Shut up.
So, if you would like to see that, which is basically Van Helsing set to the Benny Hill theme,
Wow, that's such a great description.
Yeah.
do tune in every other Wednesday right here, 8 p.m. BST right now, daylight savings and everything. For that, it is a real laugh. The tone is a little different to Kureon, but not to its detriment. If you want to see what else we are getting up to, any musings we may have on this game or anything else, you can follow us each on Twitter. Links are just below our faces here. You can follow those. That is our Twitter usernames. For the most of us as well, our Twitch usernames are the same. So if you see us in chat, that's us. In addition, Stevie is also streaming. Unfortunately, your back's a little bad right now, so it's a bit spotty. But once he is ultra swole once more, he'll be streaming pretty regularly. PUBG, WoW, doing some of those high-level keys, which I need to do this week, Stevie.
Got you, bud.
So you can tune in with that. If you enjoyed that as well, we have our wondrous celebrity of D&D, the maestro of the Edinburgh Vaults herself. Lydia is, of course, GMing the last Friday of every month. Last Friday?
I take it, yeah. Last Friday of every month except for July. That's the second to last Friday. Edinburgh Underground Vaults, haunted midnight game. So
The first session reportedly went outstandingly well.
quite well. I managed to almost kill a player.
Yeah, next time she will kill a player, so sign up for that if you can. You can sign up, look for her Twitter and you can see that sign up, as well as that. Do buy Aaron's game, A Hat in Time, available on all major platforms, except for Switch right now.
Please don't mention it every week.
Sorry. I gotta stop saying on all major platforms because then I have to intentionally say not that one. I should just say available on these platforms. Also, Jamie's cool. Follow Jamie, just because Jamie's cool.
I exist.
That's
about it right now.
Follow Jamie.
That's all we need, right?
Yeah.
But apart from that, thank you very much for joining us, everyone, this week, and we will see you again for more Kureon the same time next week as we enter the cairn. So, catch us next time for our adventurous tale. See you guys later.